Hey guys, Casual Gaming 4, welcome back to the game room. I have a little different video for you all today. I actually found a new channel. I was perusing the YouTube and found a channel, the Poor Man's Retro Game Room. I immediately subbed, watched some of his videos, and he just done a video on reproduction cartridges, multi-carts, things like that, and his thoughts on them. And he kind of, said that hopefully some other content creators will kind of create a video response to that video. And it's not really a response to his video, just kind of an addendum, if you will, to his video. There's a few things that I want to add that I've recently found out that I did not know. But everything in that video, I completely kind of agree with him on. There's nothing wrong with reproduction cartridges if that's what you want in your collection, as long as you know what you're getting and you don't try to resell it as a legitimate cartridge. And that the label on there says somewhere reproduction or something like that. Other than that, I have no issues with them. I don't currently have any reproductions in my collection. I do have a few multi-carts. He talked about that. It just seems easier to me to have a multi-cart as opposed to have reproduction cartridge taking up space on the shelf. With all of my other games. Not that it, makes my collection any worse than what it is or anything like that, but I just don't want them on there. My personal opinion. But I do have a few multi-carts, so if there's those super expensive games, little Samps and things like that I'm never going to find, more than likely, and I want to play, I can do it that way. But something that I want to talk about is kind of cartridge differences or release differences. And what I mean by that is, I don't know about Nintendo, but I do know with Sega Genesis, there's a few games that were later re-releases or later releases from Sega or Konami or Capcom or whoever. Konami's the ones that I've noticed recently. I'll put a list down below in the description, so you'll know, kind of look in those, maybe check the games that you have in your collection. The reason that I bring that up is the later releases or the re-releases that they did aren't as valuable as the original release. So I don't want you all to be game hunting and think you have something legitimate and you don't, or someone trying to sell you something that you think is legitimate and they're asking the price that the original release is going for, when in actuality the one that you're purchasing goes for less, things like that. But it is a legit game, legit cartridge from Konami in this situation. They've just done something a little different. And the one that I'm talking about is my copy of Contra Hard Corps. And at first, when I first looked at it, I thought that it was a reproduction. Because on the back of it, it just has a sticker that says Konami, assembled in Mexico. And the back of it's kind of meh. Usually Konami's got raised letters or some embossed or whatever on there that says Konami. So I done a little research, took the cartridge apart, looked at the board. As Poor Man Retro Game Room said, I pulled up some pictures of some boards, and I pulled up some pictures of some boards that were assembled in Mexico. Looked at them. Mine's a legit board, legit cartridge, just a later release. And the reason that it looks different is you can see in this one how it has Torx security screws in it. That's a good angle of it there. The only other developer that I know of that done that was Acclaim. So this is a Maximum Carnage Acclaim, and you see it has the same Torx security bits in the back of it as opposed to the standard game bit screws in the back. And Acclaim done that. Well, in my research I found out that the later releases, and I think it's the cardboard sleeve releases of Sega Genesis, they were assembled in Mexico, and they were assembled with recycled Acclaim cartridges, which makes sense why it would have those type of screws in the back of the cartridge. But it is a legitimate cartridge. Plays just fine. The only difference is it's in a recycled case versus a actual Konami case. I assume it was cheaper for them to do that. I don't know. But the value of it is a little less than the actual first release that has the original Konami case. So I just wanted to kind of add that to what he was saying with reproductions, so you all would know what you're getting into, what you're looking for, things like that. But definitely get you a game bit driver set, get you a Torx bit set. That way you can open up and you look for yourself and know that you're getting a legitimate cartridge or not. I mentioned earlier that I don't have any reproduction games in my collection, but what I do have is a few reproduction labels. And the reason I have a few reproduction labels is there are some games that I found, yard sales, thrift, things like that may have had a really beat up label, or in some cases not a label at all. And it's a game that I wanted to add to the collection, I wanted to play. And if I've already got the game and I've got it significantly cheaper than I would have ordering it from eBay or whatever, because Brian, I don't pay eBay prices. And I can slap a new label on it. It looks good in the collection. I know what it is then because the label's not all jacked up. And it's not just ugly for me to look at. One of those is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Four Swords. And I don't believe this one had a label at all. I think it may have been written on there, or it may have been a mystery game, and I had to actually put it in a GBA to find out what game it was. But I ordered a reproduction label. And if I can get this to zoom, you can kind of see under those white letters right there that it says reproduction label really clear on the front of it. And when you look at it, it's clear as day. It says reproduction label on there. I like that they do that. It's a high quality label. And it just lets a potential buyer down the road, if someone was to somehow get my collection, I was a seller or whatever, they would know, okay, this says reproduction label on it. Maybe I should look at it to see if it's a legit card or not. On this one, it probably wouldn't matter either way because it's not a super expensive game. But let's say I had a Castlevania Dracula X or Little Samson or something like that, and I ordered a reproduction label for it. They would know that it was a reproduction label. They could then immediately know to open it up, look at the board, see if it's a legit cartridge or not. That reproduction label will affect the value, so keep that in mind as well. But I kind of wanted to throw that in there, add that as an addendum, like I said, to his video. Hopefully he watches it, this video. Hopefully he likes the content. But my labels, I mentioned in my last video that I get my cover art from Cover Art Project. I get my labels from RetroGameCases.com, as their name would lead you to believe. They also make retro game cases, but they make really good, high quality pill and stick labels. Look really nice. So you want to put a new label on a game that you got that's jacked up and stuff like that. Definitely check them out. I'll put a link to them in the description below as well. But hey guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, hit that like button. If you've already done so, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And ring that bell for notifications. And I will post. You will be notified when I post a video for you. That was kind of hard for me to say. But guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.